Hello, welcome back to my channel. I did a video where I duped Jeffree Star's Cotton Candy Dream palette with mostly ColourPop shades. Well, I'm going to do a second part where I try and dupe it with existing Jeffree Star palettes, and then I did pull out my Nomad pastel palette just in case I need a shade from there, but I'll do more of it on camera. This time I did most of that off camera, so I'll pull out the shades with you. I'm going to leave these swatches on so that I know what kind of shades we're trying to mimic. And yeah, if that sounds interesting, stick around. Make sure you're subscribed, and we're going to jump into the video. Okay. I do want to preface this like I did in the last video, where I am not encouraging anybody not to go out and buy the palette. I almost bought it, but it's one of those things, I was going to buy it, probably use it one time in a video, and then never touch it. So I'm trying to get away from buying makeup just for videos that I'm not going to reach for a ton. So this is kind of a way for me to talk myself out of buying it. So if you like it and it's easier for you to have all of these shades in one palette, then that is totally fine. So let's start off with the pinks, because he's got 5, and then we'll go into the yellows, the blues, and the purples. Okay, so for the pinks, let's go into Jawbreaker, and then I think there's a couple of pinky shades. Yes, we've got some pinks in, what is this? Bloodlust, that we can pull from too. So let's see, we've got a light shimmery pink. So I'm looking in Jawbreaker, and we have a darker shimmery pink that I think is going to work. And I'm also going to pull out the mini breaker for the darker purples potentially. But we've got some dark purples in here too. So I think for the light pink, I'm actually going to go into Wet Jewel, this light one right here. And I'm going to swatch. I'll try and go down here to where you can see it. Or maybe I'll go on the other hand. We'll go down below. Let's see. So we want to go like right in here. We'll swatch it on the other hand, because that's going to be hard for me to hold up. So let's see. Yeah, we'll just swatch it up here. So we're going to go into Wet Jewel, and we'll do the light pink. And it's a really, really pretty shade. I use this quite a bit when I come into this palette. Okay. And then we need kind of mid-tone pink. So let's see. I think I'm actually going to go into Bubblegum out of Jawbreaker, and we'll use the Bubblegum shade. I think this duping the shades from his palette is probably going to get me closer than the ColourPop video did. So we'll go into Bubblegum, and I'm just going over it a couple of times just to intensify it. Okay, so there we go. And then I'll go down below here for the other ones. Okay, we need a darker pink shade shimmer, so I'm actually going to go into Cotton Candy, which is fitting. I think that'll be perfect shade to use. And then we need an even lighter pink. So let's see here what I've got. Bubblegum is repeated. I probably could have used Foreplay and then Bubblegum. Let's do that. I'm going to wipe off. Or actually, I'll just go over it. Foreplay out of the mini breaker is darker, so I'm going to go over Bubblegum, make it deeper, and then we will go into, I'll hold it up since the shade's repeating in here, we'll go into Bubblegum for the lighter shade. We'll go that route with it. For the pinks, I think that's actually pretty perfect. Okay, so we've got the pink shades, and then for the yellows, there's actually yellows in here. Now this is probably brighter than what would be in the Cotton Candy Dream, but you can sheer wow out of Jawbreaker. So we're going to use it because I am somebody that likes a more vibrant yellow. I'm pretty fair. And then we're just going to use Lemon Drop because this is one of my favorite shimmery yellows ever because the color payoff is really nice. And again, you can mix it with white. I think that's really pretty. Okay. Yeah, you can mix these with white to lighten them up. Okay, so now we're getting into, let's do the blues because I need a light blue, a deeper blue, and a shimmery blue. I actually have a really good light blue in Brain Freeze out of Jawbreaker, so I'm going to go into that. Okay, and then I need a shimmery blue. So let's go into Blue Blood because I have Blue Blood here. We can see if we can get a shimmery blue. Let's do, I'm going to do Ice Tray. We'll go that route with it. So there we are with that. And then I need kind of a mid-tone blue. Let's see, what do I want to use? I've got Soaked out of Jawbreaker right here. So let's do Soaked. It's a little bit darker than the ColourPop one, but again, you can sheer it out. You don't have to go so intense with it. I think that'll be a good choice. Okay, and now we need 4 purples. We need a shimmery purple, a light, a mid, and a deep. So for the shimmery purple, I'm actually going to use Opal out of the Mini Breaker, I think, because it's a really pretty duochrome kind of a shade. I like this shade of purple a lot. I think it's really, really pretty. And then for the mid-tone, let's see, do we need a light? For the light, I'm actually going to use Gumdrop out of Jawbreaker because it's a pastel. Okay. Just because I think that'll be really pretty. And then for mid-tone, I'm going to do purple. I'm thinking Purple Punch. Let's do High King out of Bloodlust instead. And then I can do Blood Queen maybe. So that's going to be a little bit deeper and a little bit warmer of a purple. And then let's see, we've got Purple Punch that we could do for a darker purple or Blood Queen. Let me see, let's compare. They look pretty similar. Let's do the Purple Punch. Now with the ColourPop ones, I ended up doing a shimmer, a dark shimmer. So if you wanted to do a dark shimmer instead, we have Bite Me from the Mini Breaker, which would give you that darker. I'll swatch it next if you wanted to go that route. But there we go. So you can see very, very similar vibes just with what I've got out of the existing palettes of his that I already own. Most, I talked myself out of buying it just because a lot of the pastel looks I do, rainbow looks, I use the Jawbreaker. This is one of my favorite palettes. So I was looking at it, and again, you've got a lot of really nice pastel shades in here that I didn't think that I needed it. And again, we've got Mini Breaker. Now, while I don't have like the Circus palette and I don't have his pink palette, you could probably get even closer with those. But as you can see, I don't need the Cotton Candy Dream. Would I love to buy it? Absolutely would, but it's expensive for me to not really use it. And then, like I said, I do own this Nomad palette, which is also a bunch of pastels, but we were able to dupe it with just his palettes. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed if you want to see the first part of what I used for the ColourPop shades. That will be up before this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.